read with the schedule 1. Schedule 1, 4 items are there. Trip is the shortcut. Sir, any permanent transfer or disposal of business asset where ITC has been availed. Supply of goods or services or both between related or distinct person as specified in section 25 made in the course or furtherance of business. And the third one is supply of goods between principal and agent, importation of services from a related or establishment which is situated outside India in the course or furtherance of business. Now we are talking about importation of services. We know that importation of services by a person from a person, related person, or from any of his other establishment outside India in the course or furtherance of business is a deemed supply. Correct? Yes, so we are having two things actually. Import of services by a person from a person or from any of other establishment in the course or furtherance of business is what the deemed supply is all about. Actually, we have talked about importation of services in section 7 subsection 1 clause B, correct? Yes, sir. Even section 7 subsection 1 clause C para 4 also talking about the end of services. So the summary is importation of services can be classified into two categories. Number 1, with consideration, without consideration. With consideration is covered under section 7 subsection 1. Without consideration is section 7 subsection 1 clause C read with schedule 1 para 4. Correct? Yes, sir. Sir, if it is in the course or furtherance of business is a supply and then a supply. But if it is not in the course or furtherance of business, you have to check whether the service is a OIDAR services or if it is an OIDAR services, it is supply and also if it is other than OIDAR services, it is a supply but not a taxable supply but exempt supply. Correct? Yes, sir. Sir, without consideration as per section 7 subsection 1 NSC read with N1 schedule 1 from related or N person distinct person and in the course or furtherance of business, then it is a supply and taxable supply. Correct? Yes, sir. Other cases it is not a supply. So importation of services are covered in two sections, section 7 subsection 1 clause B and also section 7 subsection 1 clause C read with schedule 1 read with para 4. Correct? So import of services by a person from a related person or from any of his other establishment in the course or furtherance of business will be subject to even if made without consideration as per schedule 1 of the. That's what the one line summary is all about, right? Yes, so first you have to determine whether an activity or transaction is a supply or not. So it should fall either under section 7 subsection 1 clause A or 7 subsection 1 clause A or 7 subsection 1 clause B or 7 subsection 1 clause C, right? Yes, once it falls under section 7, hello, yes, you have to determine either it has either supply of goods or supply of services, right? Yes, as per section 7 subsection 1A read with schedule 2. So where certain activities or transaction constitute in accordance with the provisions of 7 subsection 1, they shall be treated either as supply of goods or supply of services as referred to in. So we should read section 7 subsection 1A read with N2. Sir, which is classifying the things into two categories, either supply of goods or supply of services. There is no mixed concept in the schedule 2. Correct? Yes, sir. Sir, if you are transferring the title of the goods, it is a supply of goods. Sir, if you are transferring the right to use the goods, if you are transferring the without transferring the title thereof is a supply of services. Transfer of NI in goods under an agreement which stipulate that the property in goods shall pass at a end date upon payment of full consideration as agreed, which is hire purchase. Yes, sir. Once you pay the last installment only the title will transfer, but still it is a supply of goods. Are you really with me? Yes, sir. Sir, with regard to land and building, lease, tenancy, easement, license to occupy land is a supply of services. Lease or letting out either wholly or partly of the building, including a commercial, industrial or in a complex. For business or commerce is a supply of services. Are you really with me? Yes, sir. So rent collected from letting of building shall be taxable as supply of services. அப்போ உனக்கு ஒரு பில்டிங் இருக்குன்னா அந்த பில்டிங்கை வாடகை கூட்டு அதுல இருந்து ரெண்ட் வாங்குறேன்னா இட்ஸ் a supply of services. Services. As per section 7 subsection 1 NIA. Supply includes rental also, correct? Because supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both, such as sale, barter, transfer, exchange, license, lease, rental. Hello, sir. So, next one, treatment or process. Treatment or process which is applied to another person's goods. That is enna work? Job work is a supply of. With regard to transfer of an asset, business asset. Sir, you may have transfer of business asset. Yes, goods forming part of asset of a business are transferred or disposed of by under the direction of a person carrying on that as no longer to form part of those assets. For example, I am the owner of the business. Yes, I am saying that dispose this, I sir, transfer this. Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, then it is a supply of. Paka. Yes, sir. But it is having exception. Sir, business is transferred as a enna concern. If you are transferring the business as a going concern, it will not be treated as supply of. Or business is carried on by a enna representative who is deemed to be the enna person. For example, I was enna sir carrying on the business, but my business has been transferred to some other person and that person is going to continue the business, then it will not be regarded as transfer of goods, correct? Yes, sir. Goods held or used for business are put to any use or made available to any person for use for any purpose other than business by under the direction of person carrying on. For example, I am having a laptop for the business. It has been put to use for private use. It is a supply of services. I am coming to supply of services. The name itself is supply of renting of immobile property is an example for construction of complex building, civil structure or another thereof, including a complex or building intended for sale to a buyer, wholly or partly is a supply of services, except where the entire consideration has been after issuance of a certificate, where required by the authority, or after its occupation, whichever is earlier. So if the part of the consideration, even Oruba completion certificate varrathukku munnadi pay panna kuda, it's a Paka. Yes, but if the entire consideration, 100% of the consideration you are paying after the dash is issued, or in occupation, first occupation, after the occupation, whichever is earlier, I got the certificate, completion certificate, but I have not started staying in that building. Hello? Yes, or I started in the building, but still the government is delaying the certificate. Completion certificate. Why are you staying in that building? Because that building is eligible to stay. That's why you are staying. Correct? Yes, that means you have completed, but only a procedural aspects is pending from the department. That's what in a certificate. So either the first stay, or completion certificate, whichever is. So I got either today completion certificate or first stay. After this incident, only 100% of the consideration you are paying means it will not tantamount to supply of service. If it is not a supply of service, we can conclude that it is neither supply of goods nor supply of service. So this should be very careful. Either the NSR issuance of NS certificate or whichever is transfer, temporary transfer or permitting the use or enjoyment of any property is a supply of development, designing, programming, customization, adaptation, upgradation, enhancement, implementation of information technology software is a agreeing to the obligation to refrain from an act or விஷயம் செய்யாம இருக்கிறது, or to tolerate an act or விஷயத்தை தாங்கிக்கிறது, or as tolerating a situation or to do an act or விஷயத்தை பண்றது is a supply of sir, transfer of right to use any goods for any purpose, whether or not for a period, for cash, defer payment, other valuable consideration. I have not transferred the dash of the goods. I have transferred only dash use of the goods. Is a we are having composite supplier. Sir, works contract, today we are treating it as supply by way of or as a part of any service or in any other manner whatsoever of goods. being food or any other NSR article for any consumption or any drink other than alcohol consumption where such supply of service is for cash, defer payment or other valuable consideration is a these are actually composite supply. Composite supply means both what and what will be there. Right? Works contract means a contract for building, erection, modification, alteration or commissioning, construction, installation, repair, fabrication, completion, fitting out, maintenance, improvement and renovation of any property wherein transfer of property in goods, wherein transfer of goods or in other form is involved in the execution of such contract. That means ஒரு விஷயம் works contract ஆகணும்னா works contract relating to immovable property ஆகணும்னா நம்ம goods ஐயும் transfer பண்ணணும், service ஐயும் transfer பண்ணணும். That means goods plus என்ன services is equal to works contract. Are you really with me? Yes, sir. So we are having section 7 subsection 2 of the CGST Act. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1, activities or transactions specified in schedule 3 or such activities or transactions undertaken by a central government, state government or local authority in which they are engaged as may be notified by the government on the recommendation of the council shall be treated neither as supply of goods nor as supply of services. Paka. Up schedule 3, neither supply of goods nor supply of activities undertaken by central government, state government or local authority as we are having schedule 3 part 1 now. Services by a dash to the dash in the course or of his employment to his employment, neither supply of goods nor supply of services by a dash or dash established under any law for that. The court includes any court, district court, high court. Sir, functions performed by the member of the duties performed by any person who dash any post in pursuance of the provision of constitution in that capacity. Yes, duties performed by any person as any person or yare in a body established by the central government, state government or local authority who is not deemed as employee before commencement of Sir, services of funeral, services of burial, crematorium or mortuary including transportation of the sale of land and sale of building subject to para 5b of always sale of land are neither supply of goods but sale of building may become supply of service. That depends upon when you are paying the consideration. Yes, sir. If you are paying the consideration before getting the completion certificate or first occupation, whichever is, then it is a supply of otherwise it is neither supply of services nor supply of goods. It is outside the scope of GST. Yes, actionable claim other than lottery, betting, gambling. To this they have extended the list. Yes, now they have added casinos, horse racing, online gaming. Yes or no? Sir, they have added show. Correct? Yes, sir, what is show? Casinos, horse racing, casinos. Now those are actionable claims which are taxable, which are summary for the employer to the employee. Services by the employer to the employee are covered in N1. Service provided by the employee to employer are covered in. Correct? We are having schedule 3 negative list part 2 item related to goods. Supply of goods from a place in the N taxable territory to another place in the N territory without such goods entering into India will not be treated as supply in India. Correct? India ku veliye vaangi supply of N house goods to any person before clearance for N consumption. Import பண்ணி எங்க போட்டு வச்சிருந்த வேர் ஹவுஸ்ல போட்டு வைக்கும்போது ஆக்சுவலா டியூட்டி கட்ட வேண்டிய வேர் ஹவுஸ்ல இருந்து என்ன சார் பில் ஆஃப் என்ட்ரி ஃபார் என்ன கன்சம்ஷன் ஃபைல் பண்ணும்போது என்ன கட்டினா போதும், கஸ்டம்ஸ் டியூட்டி கட்டினா போதும். அப்ப எதுக்குள்ள இருந்தே விக்கிற அதுக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி கட்ட வேண்டிய சார். சப்ளை ஆஃப் குட்ஸ் பை யாரு? கன்சைனி டு எனி அதர் பர்சன் பை என்டார்ஸ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் டாக்குமெண்ட் ஆஃப் டைட்டில் டு தி குட்ஸ் ஆஃப்டர் தி குட்ஸ் ஹஸ் பீன் dispatched from the port of origin located எங்க but cleared from the before clearance for என்ன consumption. நடுக்கடல்லே ஹை சீஸ்லயே வித்தேனா Supplier treat பண்ண வேண்டிய. These are the things relating to goods side. Next one, part 2, activity taken by central government, state government or local authority as public authority. Yes, sir. 7 specifically saying that activities or transaction undertaken by the government are in which they are engaged as such activities or transaction undertaken by central government, state government or local authority in which they are engaged as may be notified by the on the recommendation of the shall be treated neither as supply of goods nor supply of. Yes, they have given notification, correct? Yes, what they are said that statutory function entrusted to a Panchayat under Article 243 of the Constitution or Article 243W of the Constitution will neither be treated as supply of goods nor be treated as supply of or grant of any liquor license, alcoholic liquor license against consideration in the form of license fee or application fee or by whatever to the state government will neither be treated as nor be treated as because alcoholic liquor for human consumption எதிலே இல்ல சப்ளை ஜிஎஸ்டியிலே இல்ல அப்ப அதுக்கு என்ன கொடுத்தீங்கனா லைசென்ஸ் கொடுத்தீங்கனா அந்த லைசென்ஸ் ஃபீக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி கலெக்ட் பண்ண வேண்டிய. So these are the two things which is if it is done by government or local authority will neither treated as supply of goods nor treated as the two things are statutory function entrusted to a under article of the Constitution and municipality under article, and number 2 is granting of liquor license by any government in the consideration in the form of license fee, application fee or whatever name called will neither treated as supply of goods nor treated as. But we are having one circular. Yes, that circular saying that this license fee is applicable only for the liquor license and no other licenses issued by the government, correct? Yes, sir. That exception license fee மட்டும் தான் என்ன ஆகும் அப்ளை ஆகும். வேற ஏதாவது லைசென்ஸ் கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா சப்ஜெக்ட் டு ஜிஎஸ்டியா இருந்தா அந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டி சப்ஜெக்ட் டு என்னவா இருந்தா அதுக்கான லைசென்ஸ்க்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி கட்டி தான் ஆகணும். அதுக்கு இந்த எக்ஸம்ஷன் நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ண ஆல்கஹாலிக் லிக்கர் ஃபார் என்ன கன்சம்ஷன் அது அவுட் சைட் த ஸ்கோப் ஆஃப் ஜிஎஸ்டிங்கிறதுனால தான் அதோட லைசென்ஸ்க்கு நாங்க என்ன வேண்டாம்னு சொன்னோம். ஆனா ஹலோ சார், if any other services provided by government or is subject to GST இருந்தா அதுக்கு என்ன கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா லைசென்ஸ் கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா this exception cannot be. So central government has clarified that above dispensation applies only to supply of service by grant of any license by state government as an agreement between the dash and dash, and no applicability of precedence value in relation to grant of any license and privileges for a fee in other situation where the NI is payable. Appreciate பண்றனே. That's it with regard to that slot also. We are having 5 different types of supplier. Yes, sir. Exempt supply. சொல்ல. Exempt supply. Non-taxable supply. Non-taxable supply. Taxable supply. Taxable supply. Inward supply. Inward supply. Outward supply. Outward supply. Exempt supply. Exempt supply. 2 subsection 47. 2 subsection 47. Non-taxable supply. Non-taxable supply. 2 subsection 78. 2 subsection 78. Taxable supply. Taxable supply. 2 subsection 108. 2 subsection 108. Inward supply. Inward supply. 2 subsection 67. 2 subsection 67. Outward supply. Outward supply. 2 subsection 83. 2 subsection 83. Sir, exempt supply மூணு விஷயங்களா? Yes, sir. Number 1, nil rate of tax. Any supply which attract nil rate of tax. Any supply which are wholly exempt from tax either under section 11 of the CGST Act or 6 of the IGST Act, and the exempt supply include question arises, what is என்ன taxable supply? Non-taxable supply. Non-taxable supply or supply. சொல்லு. Non-taxable supply or supply means any supply of dash or dash or dash which is not leviable to tax, which is not leviable to tax either under this act or under the Integrated Goods and Services Tax Act. That means any item which is a supply of goods or services or both which are not leviable under this act or IGST Act is a. That means if it is leviable means So taxable supply means a supply of dash or dash or dash, which are leviable to tax under this act. Up leviable na, not leviable na, but both should be a supply. In order to be a taxable supply or sir, inward supply in relation to a person, not related to a enna person. Taxable person yaroda angle. Outward supply வந்து யாரோட angle? ஆனா inward supply யாரோட angle? Person ஓட angle. யாரோட angle? அப்ப inward supply in relation to a person shall means receipt of dash or dash or dash, whether by way of purchase, acquisition or any other means without. Next one, enna supply in relation to a enna person means supply of dash or dash or dash, whether by way of sale, barter, transfer, exchange, license, lease, rental or disposal or any other mode made or agreed to be made by such person in the course of. அப்ப outward supply ஆவறதுக்கு என்ன வேணும்னு அவசியம் இல்ல, consideration வேணும்னு அவசியம் இல்ல. கரெக்ட்டா? அப்ப inward supply is from the angle of person. Inward supply is from the angle of person, whereas outward supply is from the angle of taxable person. From the angle of taxable person. ஆனா என்ன வேண்டாம்? Consideration venda, correcta? Yes, sir. As per section 7, sir, in order to be a supply, either section 7 subsection 1 edhula vidanum. In the class A order exception da section 7 subsection 1 class A. Section 7 subsection 1 class B. Section 7 subsection 1 class C. Class A la person irukonu solrangala? Yes, sir. And the person kan exception da section 7 subsection 1 class A. Business kan exception da section 7 subsection 1 class B. Consideration kan exception da section 7 subsection 1 class C. உயிரோட இருக்க? Yes, sir. Once in the நாலுல ஏதாவது ஒண்ணுல விழுந்துச்சுனா you have to classify that into either supply of goods or supply of services as per section 7 subsection 1A, correcta? Yes, sir. As per N2, which is classifying either the activity as supply of goods or supply of services. அப்ப முதல்ல supply ஆவணுமா? Yes, sir. Supply ஆவணும்னா section 7 subsection 1ல ஏதாவது ஒண்ணுல விழணுமா? Yes, sir. அப்படி விழுந்தா, hello sir, yes, sir, you have to classify either as supply of goods or supply of services as specified in schedule 2. Yes, sir. அப்படினா section 7 subsection 2ல விழ கூடாதா? Yes, sir. Section 7 subsection 2ல விழுந்தா நீ எதையும் பார்க்க வேண்டிய அப்போ ஒரு activity or transaction, என்னது? Activity or transaction ரெண்டா பிரிச்சுக்கலாமா? Yes, sir. Which are fall under section 7 subsection 1 7 subsection 2, correcta? Yes, sir. If an activity or transaction fall under 7 subsection 2, stop. Hello sir. Yes, sir. Further proceed பண்ண வேண்டிய if it is NSR fall under 7 subsection 1, you have to NSR analyze whether it has fall under 7 subsection 1 in a class A va, class A va, class B ya, class C ya, correcta? Yes, sir. Once you understand that in the class la vilundachuna, it has to be classified as either supply of or supply of as per N2 schedule 2 as per 7 subsection 1A read with N2 schedule 2, it has to be classified as either supply of goods or supply of right? Yes, maybe இன்னைக்கு ஒரு activity supply of என்னவா சொல்லி வச்சிருக்கலாம், நாளைக்கு வேணா அதை நாங்க என்னவா மாத்துவோம். இன்னைக்கு வேணா ஒரு ஆக்டிவிட்டியை நாங்க supply of, நாளைக்கு நாங்க என்னவா மாத்துவோம் as per section 7 subsection 3, correcta? Yes, sir. Government may on the recommendation of the council specify by notification that transaction to be treated as supply of and not supply of services and not supply of goods as per section 7 subsection 3. Yes, sir. Sir, with this we can say that we are through with section 7 of the CGST Act. Because section 7 is talking about supplier. Yes, sir. There are 3 schedules are there. Yes, sir. Schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3. What is schedule 1? What is a shortcut? TRIP. TRIP. T stands for permanent transfer or disposal of business assets where ITC has been availed. I stands for R stands for supply between related or distinct person of goods or services or both as specified in section 25. Made in the course of furtherance of business. I stands for importation of services from a related person or establishment outside India in the course of furtherance of business. P stands for supply of goods between principal and agent. It is an SR for without consideration, even it will be treated as. So with this we can say that we are through with section 7. We have to do composite and then supply, mixed supply, and the tax rate for composite and mixed supply. Hello.
Yes, sir.
With that we can say that we are through with section 8 also. What is section 7? What is section 8? What is section 9? What is section 10? What is section 11? What is section 12? What is section 13? What is section 14? In that we have talked about section 7, which is supply as per the CGST Act. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is a revision series where I will be help you to recall the provision because we have discussed so long. So once we discuss for 30 minutes every day, these portions, sir, along with me itself, whether it is ANM classes or ANM, sir, virtuals, study along with me. Before tomorrow, complete the supply. And those who are seeing or listening in online, if you are listening, if you are feeling it as comfortable, share your happiness as comment, because that is the energy for us. For that only we are doing, for that only we are coming this much early and doing, my dear lovable students. I want to help you in some sort. We'll be doing like this, we'll be continuing till sir 140 of the CGST Act, and we will be analyzing the amendments separately, and even the important questions, MCQs and case scenarios, and even the computation of GST payable, the first 15 mark question, which are important, very important and very, very important. Be a part and parcel of it. Still 2 months are there. What we are thinking will happen in our life. I am thinking that you all are going to pass in this May. If you also think that, you can also be part of it.